everyone, and a very warm welcome to all our listeners. I'm really happy you could join us for today's podcast. We will discuss a topic that has become increasingly important in education over the past few years. In this episode, we will focus on artificial intelligence or AI in classroom, particularly in the Malaysian context. AI is slowly becoming part of lessons planning, students' learning, and school administration. Our guiding question for today is: should teachers in Malaysia rely on AI in classroom, or could it potentially harm students' learning and professionals' roles? Joining me today are Hakim and Huz, who will share their perspective. Welcome, guys.
Thank you, Ridwan. I'm really glad to be part of this discussion. I think AI is the one of the most talked about shift in education recently, but a lot of teachers are still unsure about what is meant of their words and their students.
Thanks for having me too. I'm excited to explore not just the benefit of AI, but also the challenges educators face when integrating it into teaching and learning. I want to make sure our discussion highlights both sides, opportunities and pitfalls.
Yeah, exactly. And I want to start by saying that from my own experience, AI isn't just a buzzword, it's already affecting how lessons are planned, how students interact with material, and how we think about the feedback and assessment. But this change comes with question. Does it help? Does it harm? How can we integrate AI without undermining teachers' professionalism or students' learning skills? So today, we will have a deep dive into benefits, risks, and responsible uses of AI in Malaysian classrooms with insight from research and real classroom perspective. So let's begin with one of the most touted benefits: personalized learning. So in many Malaysian classrooms, teachers juggle upward of 30 students per classes. Each student learns differently. Some grasp concept quickly while others struggle silently. AI promises to tailor learning to individual needs, but what does that really look like?
From what I've seen and studied, AI system can analyze how a student interact with learning materials, their pace, errors, response pattern, and adapt the instruction accordingly. Instead of a uniform lesson for everyone, the system might provide additional practice on specific topic that a student finds challenging. This adaptive learning is far beyond what one teacher can realistically provide alone.
Right, Hakim. Researchers like Valen actually found that intelligent tutoring systems can significantly improve learning outcomes because they adjust guidance in real time based on student behavior. That means the system isn't just giving more of the same, it's intelligently assessing what exactly the student hasn't understood yet and addressing the gap.
Yeah. That definitely resonates with what I have seen. For example, in my math classes, AI tools can pinpoint specific misunderstanding. Maybe student can repeatedly mix up fraction and decimals instead of waiting until the last. The system flag it early and the student get additional tailor exercises. But more than that, it gives teachers time to focus on why those misconceptions exist rather than just identifying them.
Yes, Ridwan. Payne and his colleague reported that adaptive technology tends to help students make stronger progress over time because it is continuously adjusts content difficulty and pacing based on performance. Teachers still decide the goals and context, but AI support fine-tuning and path for individual learners.
And it helps students gain confidence. When a student feels that the learning journey is responsive to their needs, that the system understands their struggles, they engage more actively. That's something teachers love to see because engagement often predicts deeper understanding.
Wow! So it's not replacing teachers but enabling us to see and act on differences we might otherwise miss. So now let's talk about early identification of learning gaps. Traditionally, we find out that students are struggling only after midterm or finals, but AI can help detect issues as they arise.
Yes, Ridwan. Analytic that reveal pattern across assignment and assessment. They are too subtle or too numerous for human to spot quickly. For example, if several students constantly make similar errors, the system can alert the teacher before those errors become entrance habits.
Hermes and colleagues emphasize this point. They describe how AI can create detailed performance profiles for students, highlighting not just that they are struggling, but where and how they are struggling. This insight help teachers provide timely interventions.
Yeah, that's a huge in practice. In one of my classes, the AI platform showed that many students misunderstood the concept of rate of change, not obvious from individual test scores until patterns emerge. Once I saw the analytics, I restructured my next lesson to address the specific difficulty and improvement was noticeable.
Yes, that is exactly what data-driven feedback should be. Guide industrial decision, not replace them. Teachers interpret the data within the classroom context. AI doesn't teach, but it informs.
And it helps us focus resources like small group tutoring or peer assisted learning where they are most needed instead of guessing based on limited observation.
So, in that sense, AI become a co-pilot for instruction, not a pilot. So, another advantage that often get overlooked is administrative efficiency. Teachers spend so much time on routine tasks, marking, attendance, organizing records, that is still time away from planning and teaching.
Yes, AI can automate many of those tasks. For example, automated grading for objective items, tracking pattern in student submission, and generating summary report automates what once took hours for paperwork.
And beyond time saving, AI can help teachers identify long term trends across classes or terms. For example, showing how performance evolved over months. That's much more than a snapshot. It's a trajectory that helps with strategic planning.
Yeah. This alone can reduce teachers' burnout. When the administrative burden decreases, teachers can spend more cognitive energy on pedagogical quality, designing meaningful activities, giving formative feedback, and building relationship with students.
Yes. Plus, if AI tracks things like homework submission pattern or engagement trends, it can help school understand systemic issues. Maybe students struggle with homework because assignments are too long or unclear.
So, AI administrative tools can reveal process problems, not just performance problems, and that's powerful for institutional improvement.
Oh, so our last major benefit is that AI can support independent learning outside the classroom. giving student feedback and guidance when the teacher isn't there.
AI-enabled tools can act like round-the-clock tutors, giving practice exercise, hints, explanation, and instant feedback. This fosters a sense of agency in students, encouraging them to take ownership of their learning.
Holmes et al. Describe how the system extends learning beyond the classroom, providing opportunities for self-directed revision and explanation. Students who might be hesitant to raise their hand in class can explore concepts privately and gain confidence.
Yeah, surely. I have seen students begin to take in innovative. They ask to follow up question to AI explanation, revisit lesson and explore related topic out of curiosity. That self-regulated learning which we always hope to cultivate.
Not just that, when teachers monitor this interaction, they can identify pattern of independent engagement, which students are proactive or which might need more encouragement.
So, AI doesn't replace teachers' guidance. It augments student activity in ways that complement classroom instruction.
Yeah. So now we have discussed the benefit. We also need to be honest about the risks. One major concern often raised by educators is over reliance on AI. If students depend too much on AI tools, generate answer, explanation, or even complete tasks, are we actually helping them? Or are we weakening their learning skills?
There is a very real concern. When students constantly rely on AI for instant answers, they may stop engaging deeply with problems. Instead of analyzing, evaluating, or synthesizing information themselves, they might simply accept AI output at face value. UNESCO warns that excessive dependence on AI can reduce opportunities for learners to develop higher order thinking skills such as reasoning, creativity, and problem solving.
Exactly, Hakim. In the Malaysian classroom context, where examination and assessment still play a significant role, this can be dangerous. If students use AI as a short rather than a support tool, they may struggle when faced with tasks that require independent reasoning, especially in exam where AI tools are not allowed.
Yeah, I have noticed this myself. Some students become less patient with the learning process. They expect immediate solution instead of working through confusion. Selwyn highlight that when the technology is treated as a substitute for thinking rather than a tool to support it, learning becomes shallow and surface level.
For sure. This also puts teacher in difficult position. We want to encourage digital literacy, but at the same time, we must protect core cognitive skills. If AI is not carefully scaffolded into lessons, students may lose the habit of questioning, reflecting, or struggling productively, which are essentially part of learning.
Yeah, once again, another serious risk is ethics, particularly academic integrity with generative AI tools becoming more advanced. It's increasingly difficult to tell whether a piece of work genuinely reflects a student's understanding.
Yes, Ridwan, plagiarism and authorship become blurred. Students may submit AI-generated essays, summaries, or answers as their own work without fully understanding the content. According to Holmes et al., this raises fundamental questions about fairness, honesty, and the meaning of assessment in AI-supported education.
In Malaysia, this issue is especially sensitive about assessment outcomes, often determine progression, scholarships, and future opportunities. If AI enables some students to gain unfair advantages, it undermines trust in the education system and devalues genuine effort.
Yeah, UNESCO strongly emphasizes that without clear ethical guidelines, AI use can be erode economic values such as integrity, responsibility, accountability. UNESCO 2023 teachers are then forced to be AI police instead of educators, constantly questioning whether students' work is authentic.
And that's not sustainable. Instead of building meaningful learning relationship, teachers many become suspicious, which damage classroom trust. Ethical AI use requires explicit instruction. Students need to be taught how and when AI can be used appropriately, not just told to avoid it.
So, let's also talk about access. AI sounds promising, but not at all. Malaysian students have equal access to devices, stable internet, or advanced digital platforms.
Absolutely. While urban schools may benefit from high quality AI tools, rural or under resourced schools might struggle just to maintain basic digital infrastructure. This digital divide risks widening existing educational inequalities. Selwyn argues that technology often benefits those who are already advantaged unless deliberate policy are in place to ensure equality.
And it's not just about hardware. Digital literacy varies widely. Some students know how to critically engage with AI tools, while others may misuse or misunderstood them. Without proper guidance, AI could reinforce gaps and achievement rather than close them.
Yeah, the Ministry of Education Malaysia has acknowledged that access to technology is uneven across regions. If AI integration moves too fast without addressing these disparities, we risk creating a two-tier education system, one supported by intelligence tools and another left behind.
Yes, that's why relying heavily on AI without systemic support is risky. Teachers may feel pressure to use AI even when their students are not adequately prepared or equipped, which can lead to frustration and ineffective teaching.
Yeah, so our final risk concerns teachers themselves. There's growing anxiety that AI could undermine teachers' professional autonomy and judgment.
Yes, Ridwan, when decision making is increasingly guided by algorithms, such as automated recommendations for instruction or assessment, teachers may feel that their expertise is being sidelined. Vista argues that education is a moral and relational practice, not just a technical process, and AI cannot replace professional judgment grounded in human values.
If teachers begin to rely too heavily on AI recommendation, they might stop questioning whether those recommendations are appropriate for their specific student or cultural context. Malaysian classrooms are diverse, or no algorithm fully understands student emotional, social, and cultural realities.
Yeah, this is critical. Teaching is not just about efficiency, it's about care, empathy, and ethical responsibility. UNESCO stresses that AI should support, not replace teachers, authority, and professional agency.
If AI is treated as the expert, teachers may feel reduced to supervisors rather than educators. That could affect motivation, job satisfaction, and ultimately the quality of education.
So the real danger isn't AI itself, it's uncritical adoption. AI risks reshaping education in ways that conflict with the core values of teaching. So, after discussing about the both benefits and risks, the most important question becomes how AI can be used responsibly in Malaysian classroom. I think the first principle must be very clear. AI should support teachers, not replace them. Teaching is deeply human. It involves emotional, understanding, ethical judgment, and cultural awareness that technology cannot replicate.
I completely agree. UNESCO emphasized that AI should function as an assistive tool that enhance human teaching rather than substituting professional educator. AI can analyze data, suggest learning materials, and automate routine tasks, but it cannot replace the relational aspect of teaching, the connection between the teachers and the student.
Yes, and in Malaysia especially, teachers play a vital role beyond delivering content. They act as mentors, moral guides, and community leaders. Selwyn argues that education is not just about transferring knowledge, but about shaping values, identity, and character development. These are areas where human teachers remain irreplaceable.
Wow! From a classroom perspective, responsible use means teachers should remain the final decision maker. AI might suggest interventions or provide analytics, but teachers more interpret those suggestions based on their understanding of students' emotional needs, cultural background, and learning environments.
Exactly. Teachers should treat AI as a teaching assistant, something that helps reduce workload and improve insights, but never replaces professional judgment. When teachers maintain control over the instructional decision, AI became a powerful ally rather than a threat.
Yeah. The second responsibility involves students. If AI is becoming part of learning environments, students must be taught how to use it ethically and critically.
Yes, Ridwan, students cannot simply be given AI tools without guidance. Thomas and colleagues highlight the importance of AI literacy, which includes understanding how AI systems work, recognizing their limitation, and learning how to use them responsibly. Without this knowledge, students may blindly trust AI outputs or misuse them.
Yes, Hus. For example, students should be taught that AI generated information is not always accurate. They need to learn verification skills, cross checking source, evaluating credibility, and questioning bias in AI generated response. This promotes critical thinking rather than passive consumption of information.
Yeah, this is particularly important because AI are trained large dataset that may contain biases or outdated information. UNESCO stressed that students must develop ethical awareness when using AI, including respecting academic integrity and understanding intellectual ownership.
In practice, teachers could design assignments that require students to reflect on how they use AI in completing their tasks. For example, students might explain which part of their work involved AI assistant and how they verified the information. This encourages transparency and responsible usage.
Yes, that approach also shifts AI from being a shortcut into being a learning partner. When students understand AI limitation, they become active learners instead of passive users.
Yeah, another crucial responsibility is ensuring that AI implementation does not widen educational inequality. Malaysia has these diverse educational settings, ranging from highly equipped urban schools to rural schools with limited resources.
Correct, Ridwan. And if AI tools are introduced without equal access, the achievement gap between the student could widen significantly. According to the Ministry of Education Malaysian, digital information, digital transformation in education must be equipped by infrastructure development and equitable resource distribution.
Selwyn also points out that technology often benefits students who already have advantages unless strong policies are implemented to support disadvantaged groups. Responsible AI use therefore requires national and institutional planning, not just classroom level adoption.
Yeah, I agree with that. School and policymaker must ensure that AI platforms are accessible across different socio-economic backgrounds. This includes providing devices, stable internet connectivity, and teacher training programs.
Exactly. Teacher training is especially important. Even if students have a tool, they are ineffective if teachers lack the confidence or knowledge to use them meaningfully. Professional development program can help teachers understand how AI integrates with pedagogy rather than functioning as a separate technology.
And inclusion also means considering students with different learning needs. AI has the potential to support special education by offering adaptive learning experience, but only if it is designed and implemented carefully. Responsible use ensure that AI benefit our students, not just a selected group.
Yeah, the final aspect of responsible is use of governance. School and education system must establish clear guidelines on how AI should be used, monitored, and evaluated.
Absolutely. Lakin and her colleague argue that successful AI integration requires structured policies that define acceptable use, data privacy protection, and ethical boundaries. Without clear policies, teachers and students may feel uncertain or misuse AI unintentionally.
Data privacy is a particularly serious concern. AI systems often collect large amounts of student data to personalize learning. UNESCO warns that student information must be protected to prevent misuse, exploitation, or unauthorized access.
Yeah, human oversight is also critical. AI recommendations should always be reviewed by educators before implementation. Teaching decisions must remain transparent and accountable. When AI is used responsibly, teachers and schools teachers and school leaders monitor its impact continuously rather than assuming it is automatically beneficial.
Exactly. Another important point is evaluation. Schools should regularly assess whether AI tools actually improve learning outcomes, teachers' workload, and student engagement. Technology adoption should be based on evidence rather than trends or pressure to be modernist.
Responsible use also requires collaboration among teachers, policymakers, parents, and students. AI integration affects the entire education ecosystem, so decision making should involve multiple stakeholders to ensure fairness and transparency.
So, overall, responsible AI use is not about rejecting technology or accepting it blindly. It is about balancing innovation with ethics, efficiency with human values, and data driven insight with professional judgment. So, to conclude, AI offers both significant opportunities and potentially challenges in Malaysian classroom. Its impact depend careful depend on careful, responsible integration where teachers remain central, students are guided ethically, and policies ensure equity and privacy. AI has potential to transform education by personalizing learning, identifying gaps early, supporting independent learning, and reducing administrative burdens, but only if implemented thoughtfully.
Other than that, AI should empower teachers and students by providing insights, efficiency, and personalized support while maintaining professional autonomy. Teachers' expertise, empathy, and understanding of classroom dynamics remain irreplaceable. By, combi- by combining human judgment with AI capability, we can create richer, more effective learning experience.
When human judgment, ethics, and proper guidance are prioritized, AI can enhance learning outcomes without undermining education. It should be viewed as a partner to educators, a tool that enhances pedagogy, and a support system for students rather than a replacement. With careful planning, training, and policy frameworks, AI can truly enrich education in Malaysia.
Yeah, so thank you for listening. We hope that this discussion has provided a comprehensive understanding of AI in Malaysian classroom and encourages responsible, effective implementation that benefit both student and teachers. Remember, AI is a tool that reflects how we use it when balanced with ethical guidance, teacher expertise, and equitable access. It has the power to transform learning experience from the better. So that's the end of the podcast. So thank you, Hus and Akim. See you in the next episodes.